If I was going to do this, I would dedicate this to my firstborn child, my daughter, who just loves this poem.
She does not.
My other children never appreciated it, but she always loved it. And just thinking about it almost brings a tear to my eyes. Forgive me, Kath. I know not what I do. Yeah. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but an inning left to play. So when Cooney flew out to second and Burroughs did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go, leaving there the rest, with that hope eternal that springs from within the human breast. For they thought, if only Casey, mighty Casey, could get a whack at that, they'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, and likewise so did Blake. The former was a puddin' and the latter was a fake. So upon the stricken multitude the death-like silence sat, for there seemed little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and the much-despised Blakey tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and they saw what had occurred, there was Blakey safe on second and Flynn on the third. And from the joyous multitude went up a terrific yell. It hit upon the mountain and rebounded in the dell. It struck upon the hillside and rebounded in the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded as he wiped them on his shirt. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he strode up to the plate. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. Then while the New York pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. Now the leather covered spheroid come hurtling through the air, and Casey stood watching it in haughty grandeur there. By the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people went up a muffled roar like the beatings of a storm wave on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone from the stand. And it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising turmoil. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher. Once more the spheroid flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered, "Fraud!" But one stifling look from Casey and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. They knew that Casey would not let that ball go by again. Once more the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. A band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey just struck out.